I'm Trent Reeder, and I own Bob's Comic Castle. Where like a lot of the fans were either like Marvel fans or DC fans. It's like you're Republican or Democrat, so you always have a little bit of friendly arguments with the different customers. But nowadays, over the years, it's become where people get whatever's popular. Like Batman, but Marvel's by far the number one comic company, has been for years. But even though Marvel's number one, Batman's usually the top character. So, and he's from DC, so usually, but people mix it up a lot more than they used to. And of course, there's more independents around now, which are the companies that aren't Marvel or DC. Just they don't do the big characters you probably heard of before. That's sort of where they seem like they're getting more popular all the time. Of course, the other thing that's changing the industry nowadays is it's going more to digital, and the compilations are getting to be the big thing. Yeah, it seems like the fan base probably more fickle than what it used to be. Used to, like, if you were into Batman, you'd buy about everything with Batman. Of course, there's more stuff out now, so there's maybe 6 or 8 Batman books every month. And people get it for a certain artist that's doing it for like 6 issues in a row, and then they'll stop after that artist leaves, or a certain storyline. They'll just stay for the storyline and not go beyond that. My favorite comic creator is probably Alan Moore. He's a writer. He wrote the Watchmen and V for Vendetta, League of Gentlemen, Swamp Thing. He's like a cut above of most of them, where his is more like literary, and there's usually multiple meanings in it, and it's just 100. It's not just halfway done. It's a full body. Artists, I have a lot of favorite artists. It's kind of my mood. Metamorpho was one of the first comics I really got into. I mean, I had some Supermans and stuff I get for Easter or Christmas, but one that really grabbed me as being different was I had an issue like number 7 of Metamorpho. I picked up, I think, from the barber shop. I think he traded 2 for 1, and he's totally different than anything else. He's the first guy that superhero that I've seen that didn't have like a normal secret identity, because he normally looked like his superhero identity looks like kind of like a monster. That was how he really looked. And so when he passed for humans, when he was wearing his outfit, so it's sort of opposite of Superman and Batman, who were normal, then they put their outfits on when they're in their superhero identity. The art style really grabbed me. I look at it now, I can tell it looks sort of like Milton Caniff that did Terry and the Pirates and Steve Canyon. Of course, back then I wouldn't have known that, and he's a little bit like Plastic Man, where he stretches around and shape changes. Does probably crazier stuff than Plastic Man normally does. It's sort of, the taste sort of follows like the movies, and just in general the music. It's all sort of tied together, which that if you study sociology stuff, that you could actually study sociology by using comics, by looking at the ads or the subject matters. They're doing that in some of the classes at like the different colleges. Sometimes sociology departments can have curriculum based on that. Just like you'd study paintings for the Renaissance and see what people were thinking at the time, or what they're supposed to think or think they should think. It goes beyond the fashion and so forth. Just what you consider a hero, or what you considered a protagonist in a story, or a villain. If you're talking about superhero stuff, that's what we do. Most of it is superhero stuff. Well, what I recommend for comic fans is to be a fan and read it. Don't do it for investment, because it's not like it was in the 60s. You see like these antique road shows where comics are worth hundreds or millions of dollars. New comics aren't going to be that way now, because too many people are collecting them. There might be less of them made than what there was in the 60s, but then there's more people putting them in bags and boards and putting them back and buying multiple copies and so forth. So just get ones you like, and don't get too deep. Just concentrate on what you like, because there's so many things out. You can sit there all day, look at new things, and be overwhelmed by it. You sort of grab a piece of it and see if you like it or not, and just do it tentatively, I guess. Well, I think the big thing that makes my store stand apart from other stores is probably my knowledge, I guess, because I've been in it since '85. Very few places have a guy as old as I am that have been in it as long as I have been. So I have the deep knowledge of it, and I've seen a lot of the trends, and I remember them firsthand. people talk like the Spawn or the Death of Superman. I was around when it happened. I remember when it came out. I remember putting it on the shelf and selling it to people.